Yeah. Welcome in. Welcome back to another episode of the Format Podcast Live, Sunday morning edition. Yes. I hope everybody's having a good weekend so far. Transformer, what's good, my man?
Man, not a dang thing. You know what I mean? Sunday morning, I'm alive. Thank God. Praise be to Allah.
Alhamdulillah. Absolutely.
Yes, sir. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing all right, man, but I'm not looking forward to this first main topic, but I guess we're going to have to do it. So, I'm not too happy about that one, but it is what it is. I know you've been waiting to enjoy that. So,
no. So I'm not gonna say waiting to enjoy that.
For real?
That's a bit of a misconception, right?
Oh, it is. Oh, okay. I guess we'll see. We'll see once we get there, and you start. You can't hold back the laughter as you're going through the topic.
But
that's okay.
I'm gonna do the whole thing with a straight face.
You lying like LeBron now?
Nope. I'm just putting out fabricated stories like Jordan.
You know better, but we'll get to that. So we'll probably just chill for a couple minutes, wait for some people to get in the chat. But until we do that, y'all know what time it is. If you're watching here on YouTube, make sure you go ahead, click that subscribe, that like, that notification bell. Make sure you're kept aware anytime we drop new content on the channel. If you want the audio-only version of the podcast, open up your audio podcast platform, hit the search bar, type in The Format Podcast, and we should come right up. If you enjoy the content as you listen, make sure you give us a like, a 5-star review, and drop a comment. All that stuff helps us rise in the algorithm, helps us find more sports fans, helps more sports fans find us. And write it down, put it in your phones, make a note of it. The Format Podcast is live Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern. And finally, if you're really and truly enjoying the podcast and you want to help the show continue to grow, make sure you go ahead, click that join button, join the channel. We're going to have some exclusive content just for you. All right, y'all. Woo. All right, next topic. Jeez. All right. Okay. So we know Scottie Pippen has made a lot of ripples. You enjoyed that too much, man.
I did not. You know what? It would have got worse if Bruce was here. I think it would have got worse if Bruce was here. Bruce was here?
He was in the chat earlier.
Yeah, he probably saw that Baltimore. He was like, ooh, he finna talk about the Ravens. I ain't finna jump in on that. But I thought he was gonna say something about the at least the fighting Irish. He likes to throw jabs at you with that one. But proceed, brother. Proceed.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, let's do it, man. So where were we? Melo and Scotty. So Scottie Pippen made major waves with his 2.5-hour interview with Patrick Bet David. We talked about that, I think, last episode or the one before. He said a lot of wild stuff. Now apparently Magic Johnson is the GOAT for him. Okay. Mind you, Scottie Pippen also previously said Michael Jordan is the GOAT. He also previously said that LeBron is the GOAT. Oh, and in that same interview, while he said Magic was the GOAT, but he also said that he was the greatest of all time. So I think Scottie is clearly suffering from some cognitive decline. That's a nice way of saying he's crazy. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
like Scottie how you put that cognitive decline.
Cognitive decline. Yeah.
Boy, that's that journalist. All that journalism came out right there.
Right. So no, clearly we can see that Scottie. I don't know, man. I think he's just doing what he's doing because he's upset. One, the way he was portrayed in the Last Dance, which realistically, I mean, they just told how it went, and that was on him. He made those decisions. Now he's upset that people see it. And he's also upset, obviously, with his ex-wife being in a, hot and public relationship previously, no longer, but previously with Michael Jordan's son, Marcus. So all that looked bad. And now he's taking it out and saying a whole bunch of nonsense all over the place. But we discussed that. But now on Melo's podcast, Carmelo Anthony, 7 p.m. in Brooklyn, some of that stuff was brought up again, at which point Melo and Rudy Gay and their co-host felt the need to respond. I thought it was some interesting commentary. So we're going to do our thing. We're going to listen to it, break in, respond, listen to it. It's only got a couple minutes of it. Really, it's like this particular part of it was like a 7-minute clip. You can find it on YouTube. And also, if you want to go watch the whole thing, just check out Carmelo Anthony, 7 p.m. in Brooklyn. So
yes, sir. Real good show.
Yeah. It's definitely interesting. I like it. Before I play this clip, let me let you know, because I didn't I didn't take the time to put in the bleeps and all that, but there's some language, racially insensitive as well as profane. So be cognizant. And if this is a time you might have kids in the room or somebody listening or whatever that may be offended by that, just let them know so they can, head out or put your Bluetooth, your headphones in, whatever. So just letting you know, give you a quick 10 seconds to do that. And then we'll go ahead and start playing the clip.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, and 1.
Let's get it.
During a recent podcast interview, Scottie Pippen had a lot to get off his chest.
This is a real question.
Among some of them, many things he had to say was, one, he claimed that the NBA under Adam Silver looks bad compared to how it was under David Stern because Adam Silver allows players to have more input. Also, he denied LeBron and Jordan GOAT status. Quote, neither one of them are GOATs. Magic Johnson, to me, is a bigger GOAT than anybody because of how he led.
So we already starting right now. Full disclosure, maybe up until maybe 10, 12 years ago, I actually had Magic as my greatest of all time. And the reason for that was I've always been a proponent of if you're in shape and you play with the Lakers, you can get 10 points a game by running with Magic and trying to defend, because he was so great, as you know, and you know the esteem I hold Magic, at getting guys the ball in the spots where it's so easy for them to score. I think that Magic, his ability to truly make others better, like that is part of the reason that he's up there so high for me. And obviously, when he needed to, he could take over and score, but he was, the greatest of all floor generals ever. And so I think that to me means so much in his level of greatness and where it should be evaluated. That said, more time, more evaluation, it's Michael Jordan. Magic wasn't the defender, Michael Jordan was. Obviously wasn't the scorer, Michael Jordan was. If Michael Jordan didn't play in the triangle system, he would have had higher assist numbers. So I don't really hold that against him because nobody gets assists in the triangle.
However, I mean, but you say that, but he would get the assists, but will he get the championships? That goes your caveat, because now the triangle isn't there.
I believe that Michael Jordan was so, and obviously we have no evidence to prove this or disprove it, but I believe that he was so dominant. His skill set was so great. His winner's mentality and his single-minded obsession with winning was so great. Maybe he doesn't get 6, but he gets chips. Yeah. I think he gets at least half of the ones he had. I think so.
I think he gets 3 out of 6.
At least. No, I think he at least gets 3 is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what are your thoughts on Scotty all over the place on the GOAT before we move forward?
So we had this, this segment last week. Like I said, he's like, from the interview, he sounded real undecisive. Like he wasn't truly prepared, even though these things are prepared for you long in advance. Hey, you got this interview. They're likely going to, like, your PR team or whoever your representative is, your agent should be like,
they're gonna ask you about this stuff.
They're gonna ask you about Jordan, maybe about what's going on in your personal life. Prepare for these type of questions. And the way he was answering them, it was, like I said, it's just all over the place, right? Because like on one hand, he said Michael Jordan is not the greatest of all time. It's Magic Johnson. And then he says, as you previously stated, LeBron James was the GOAT on a previous conversation. But then in this one, he said that he was better, like he would choose his career over Jordan because, not over Jordan, over LeBron James, because LeBron James ring chase, I didn't. But you were robbing the whole time. Like you would never at no point Batman. You would never Batman. Braun was Batman the entire time. So it's like, it's I don't know. Would you say, you call it cognitive disarray? He's suffering from cognitive decline. Cognitive decline. It's like, which one is it, bro? Like, pick one and stick with it. Like it's just all over the place, man. That's what I got.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
How he brought a whole team, that's transcending what you can do as a player. And
still talking about
even
Magic
more
there.
shots at LeBron saying, quote, my success as a team is much more successful than LeBron. I got 6 rings. I didn't chase mine. Melo, Rudy, fuck with it or fuck out of here. Need to stop giving Scottie Pippen the microphone.
Fuck with it. So Scotty, B, come on, Scotty.
Come on. You, Scotty. Come on, Melo.
Come on, Scotty. Like, let's not do this, B. Like, you can't do this every time, though, Scotty, my nigga. Like, you done been in the bunker with MJ. You done been in the trenches with this guy. You signed up for the Breakfast Club, nigga, for 6 years. Like, you was part of that. Don't take that away from the guard now after all of these years where you, whatever feelings you feel about him. Like, nigga, that is who it is. That's MJ, nigga. Like, you know what time it is with that. As far as LeBron goes, leave that man the fuck alone. Like, leave the nigga alone, Scotty. Like, pay homage to Magic, but leave them niggas alone. Niggas is the ghosts of our league, man. Those are the three. So whatever issues you have with Bron, like, leave that shit alone, Scotty. Like, nigga, Bron ain't even thinking about you. Like, nobody, like, matter of fact, Bron, this is a situation where Bron need to see Scotty. Because enough is a fuck enough. Like, square up at this point. Not even square up, but we got now you talk about man conversations. Me, you got to have a real conversation. Like, what the fuck is going on? You can't keep MJ the GOAT this day and Mike LeBron is the GOAT better than MJ this day. Oh, 6 years later, you know what? Fuck both of them niggas. Yeah, Magic is the GOAT.
I got it. Melo's 100% right on this. He is.
And the Oscar goes to.
Yo,
he's
I got
right,
a question for
bro.
you, though.
He's right. Go ahead.
He is right. I got a question for you, though. He says Bron need to see Scotty to do what? To do what? First of all, grown men, if you're not physically accosted, like there's nothing anyone can say to you that should provoke you to violence. But what's he gonna go see him for? They're gonna have a fight?
Have a conversation.
Have a conversation.
Have a man to man. Maybe a man to man.
No.
Oh no, he's from New York, bro. You know them. He's from Brooklyn.
Oh, no, he's from Harlem. Melo's different though. No, he's from Brooklyn.
Melo's he's from Brooklyn.
He's from Brooklyn and B-more, right? And them dudes don't play. We know this.
Yeah.
But here's the deal though. First of all, why would Melo say that? LeBron is not going to have a talk with nobody. He don't even have a talk with his teammates. He tweets some little subliminal shots at people over Twitter. LeBron don't talk to nobody. I'm not going to say he's a coward, but we will say he avoids conflict directly, right? And LeBron is not talking to nobody LeBron is not talking to anybody that he can't get traded. Let's be real here. He's not doing that. Come on, man. And Sneed, you're 100% right. No, that's exactly what I'm saying. I agree. Go see Scotty and do what? For what? Now, can somebody put me in touch with Scotty? Call him up. Hey, Scotty, man, listen, can we have a talk? Or you in town? Can we sit down and talk? Like, man, cool. Like, what's going on, man? I feel like you're taking shots at me, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. Do that. But he need to go see Scotty. What, he going to run up on him? Hey, man, I heard you was talking about me. You know what I'm saying?
In defense of my guy, Melo, because y'all know I'm a huge Melo fan. All right. That shows you the difference in culture and where they were raised. Akron, Ohio ain't Brooklyn, New York. It ain't Baltimore, right? So Melo has more that street, like, as you can tell by his conversation, you would never hear Bron have a conversation like that.
No.
You know what I mean? Like in that type of retrospect, because I mentioned to you before, Bron was getting bullied. He was getting bullied coming up in school, and he actually had somebody that stuck up for him and actually did, almost like his security guard in high school, right?
That's right.
He eventually gave him a job when he got out of prison.
Now.
Yeah. He gave him a job, and now he's a multimillionaire. Put that man on for sticking up for him when he was in high school, because as you know, Bron came up without a father, so he just had his mother the entire way. So that shows you the difference between.
So you're saying that's why he's soft? That's why LeBron is like that?
I didn't say that. I didn't say that, but I'm talking about the way, like, go see Scotty. You got to go see Scotty for that. You know what I mean? So that's like, I'm not gonna say hood, but that's that rough mentality. Yeah.
You guys
have a conversation.
Multimillionaires, get his number and have a call. But again, LeBron
Scotty
is not doing that
nobody.
because he doesn't do that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, all right. Let's continue.
Nigga, Magic been the GOAT.
I respect
it. Ain't no Magic been the GOAT.
I respect Scotty more, like you said, if he was consistent. Because one day he's saying MJ's the greatest. Another day LeBron's the greatest.
You can pay homage and respect to niggas without putting one of the like. You don't. That means you don't really fuck with MJ.
Nah,
you really don't fuck with MJ. Just say that. Say all that shit for all them years.
We know that
was bullshit. I really didn't fuck with MJ. It was just all business.
It just make
say that.
It make MJ look better. Like I said earlier, it make MJ look better because he's doing all that with the hate.
Yeah.
So, question. Well, this is another one, and this is not necessarily Melo or Scotty or whoever. How come nobody actually knows what GOAT means? Because now you heard Melo in this clip saying, all them dudes is GOATs. Michael, LeBron, Magic, all them dudes is GOATs. What are we talking about?
But I get it.
I'm not going.
Because he's breaking errors.
No,
GOAT of that era. I think he's mentally breaking errors. That's the way I'll label him.
But you can't have a GOAT of an era because the whole thing of GOAT is greatest of all time. So you can't have a GOAT of an era. You can say the best of the era. You can't say GOAT.
We don't have
the only other way you're going to say
acronym.
is, okay, if you say Magic is the GOAT point guard, Magic is the GOAT passer, you can't say Magic the GOAT player. You see what I'm saying?
Actually, you can't like GOAT G greatest of
all time.
This era. That's still GOTE.
Okay, all right. Then you could do that. But you know he's not doing that. You know he's not doing that.
Like it's still gonna pronounce GOAT.
Correct, Steve. You're right. Words really don't have meaning anymore. People just say whatever.
But no, I get like he mentally did that. But I mean, because I use that too. I'll be like, man, Kobe's the greatest of all time in his era. And I say GOAT. I use that conversation. I'm like, LeBron's gonna be the GOAT of this era. Jordan had his era of being a GOAT and stuff like that. So like, because it's all going to be portrayed by who was watching, what level of experience were they watching them play. That's where they're at. That's where they're going to be at. Because the next guy, you're like, no, not good enough, not good enough. Because Jordan got his, Kobe got his, Bron got his, Magic has his. You know what I mean? So everybody's going to have like, oh man, that GOAT. So that's why people like me. I see what Melo was saying because they're the go to their time, right?
No, I can't because again, the whole thing of
GOAT is just a bad word now.
When Ali said it, I'm the greatest of all time, right? The greatest of he made it clear.
Period.
He's the greatest ever, the greatest of all time, right? All time, not I'm the greatest of my era. Like when I talk about this, I say, yo, the greatest guy of this era. You and I have had this talk, and you tell me, what do you tell me? For me, Kobe is the GOAT. Cool, I can accept that. If somebody says Paul George is the GOAT, well, now I got a problem with you. Clearly, you don't know what you're talking about, right?
Okay, so what did he do?
Right.
What did he do?
I mean, you got guys saying ridiculous things. So clearly, people don't understand what the acronym GOAT is or what it means. So
it was a sidebar. It was an interview somebody had with, I think it was what is that rapper's name? Jesus Christ. But they were saying like, who do you feel is somebody they was asking if somebody's a GOAT, and they responded to him, the interviewer saying, man, the greatest of all time, man, that's tough. And the interviewer responded, said, oh, that's what GOAT mean? What? He didn't know what GOAT stood for. No, he was like, I just thought people were just saying like you the GOAT, like bad,
Come on, man.
He was like, I didn't know what that means. He was like, for real? He was like, I do now. I'm like, bro, you're asking the question. You don't even know what GOAT means.
Right.
He's like, I didn't even know that's what that meant. Greatest of all time. He's like, oh man, that's dope.
Yeah.
This young generation is crazy, dog. I'm gonna find that clip and I'm gonna send it to you.
Facts. Edward, listen, if I'm Melo and my son said Paul George is the GOAT, I'm kicking you out of my house.
Bro,
not because I expect you to say I'm the GOAT, but because you grew up around basketball. I'm Melo. I'm a Jordan brand guy. You've met Michael Jordan, right? So I'm like, you seriously? Even if Melo's son says LeBron is the GOAT, okay, whatever. But at least that's more viable than freaking Paul George, right? Come on, man. Like you're embarrassing me and what I've taught you about this game by making a statement like that. And I don't believe Paul George is a bum. I think he's a really good player.
Yeah, I think he's a good player.
He's a very good player.
Yeah.
Yes. But GOAT? What are we doing here? What are we doing?
Because I would have asked him, give me one of his greatest moments. Give me one.
The only thing I'll say, not specific, is that he led the Clippers to their only conference finals appearance in franchise history. I will always give him props for that. Kawhi was hurt as usual, and he got them there. Now, could he get him over the hump? Little much to ask, but exactly, Woodage, exactly. Like this is the type of stuff that people say. Like, come on, man.
Work.
Come on, man. So anyway, but yeah, so Carmelo and Rudy and their partner, it was very interesting. They had a lot to say. Like I said, this clip was about 7 minutes long, but I didn't want to be back and forth playing it all day. But I really thought it was interesting. He's like, come on, Scotty. And everybody's having the same reaction now. Like, Scotty, you're a 50 greatest guy, widely regarded as one of the best players ever, and you're out here like a clown. Real talk. You're out here like a clown, making yourself look dumb. Come on, man.
It just looks bad. It's backwards. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if Jordan didn't come out with The Last Dance, I wonder what we would say about Scotty.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what would Scotty be saying? Not what we say. Right.
Scotty, no, I got
what would Scotty be saying? Because
the same thing he was saying before when he was holding up his shoe, pointing at it and saying, "Come back."
You know what I mean? Because like everything changed the moment the pandemic hit, and Jordan said, "I'm gonna drop this now."
Mm-hmm.
Boom. Pippen ain't been the same since.
Mm-hmm.
It's been conversation after conversation where he's changing the topic of who's the greatest, what motivated him, what it was like playing against Jordan, how they wasn't really friends. They were just associates on the court. They played ball together. Like the whole conversation changed. But I never not been friends with a guy, and I jumped full body and arms into his body as he held me while we won a championship.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, we got to be some type of friends, brother. I'm not hugging random men.
I'm carrying
like
you
that,
off
bro. I'm not carrying men off the court, right? Like, we got to be some type of friends.
Facts.
Yeah. So yeah, it's weird, bro.
Yeah, it's not a good look at all, man. He just seems so bitter and so bitter and angry. And again, I don't like when dudes come out and flat out lie and say stuff as if we haven't heard him say other things. And if your other comments aren't easily accessible, that's problematic to me. Just ask LeBron. You know what I'm saying?
I just need him to just flat out say, I did not like The Last Dance.
And I didn't like the way I was portrayed.
I didn't like the way I was portrayed. Flat out say, I don't agree with everything Michael Jordan said.
Right. All of a sudden, Jordan was a horrible player. You all saw him before I got there.
Because now it's just like everything you say now is just like,
it sounds like you got to actually
just bitter about it. Yeah.
Facts. You got anything else to add? And then we go ahead and real quick, if you're here in the chat, I appreciate you being here. If you're watching the show, make sure you hit that like and subscribe on YouTube. Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate it.
I'm gonna go ahead and open up the phone lines here. I'm surprised we haven't heard from Bruce yet. 8264. Let's go ahead. Anybody wants to call in and give your thoughts on Scottie Pippen and his comments and how Melo and Rudy Gay reacted to him? Go ahead and call in and let us know your thoughts on it. Like I said, I think it's just sad, man. Honestly, Transform, it's sad. No, and don't get me wrong, it can't be easy watching, his ex-wife out here parading around with freaking with their son's teammate, and then with Michael Jordan's son. Like, what are you doing, lady? Like, there's some people are gonna say, "Oh, you're sexist. She can do whatever she wants." Yeah, she can do whatever she wants, but
shut up.
If that was a man, he'd be getting excoriated for that. You know, and I know.
Exactly. That's
shut up. Man, what are you doing?
Come on, like there's bounds.
Yeah,
there's rules to the unwritten rules to this thing. Like, for example, you never dated your homeboy's ex-girlfriend.
Right.
It's a rule.
Right. You don't do that. Right. Here goes Edward. Let's take this call. Edward, what's up, man?
Bros, what's going on with you, brother?
Maintaining, fam. How you?
Transform, how you doing, man?
What's going on, Eddie?
All right, good, man. Bruce, you calm down, brother.
Yeah, man. I'm doing better, man.
Good, bro.
Yeah, Transforming did me dirty today, but that's okay though. That's okay. I had to get my moments apparently.
No, man, but that the Melo situation when it hit with Scotty, I mean, he's right. That was a mic drop, man. I was talking about it in the comments that, man, ever since that Last Dance documentary dropped, man, it's just been down for Scotty. I mean, I don't know. He's been drinking that hand sanitizer. I don't know what's going on, man.
Hand sanitizer is funny as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I feel bad for, and the crazy thing about it, me and him share the same birthday, man. I'm like, God, believe.
Me and Kevin Durant share the same birthday, 10 years apart, but same birthday.
Oh wow, man, that's what's up, bro.
That's not what's up, man. That dude is mentally weak. That's not what's up. Anyway, carry on.
That boy got you better hustle before he put his burner account on you.
Facts.
Burner account.
Hey, yeah, he might end up doing that, so be careful, bro.
I know, right?
But yeah, man, I agree with Melo, man. I mean, it's there. I watched that whole 7 p.m., which is like, it was a good, very good podcast.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I watched that. So when he said that, then I think it was something else he said in there too. Like, he was saying that everybody now the GOAT Bruce, you got to give it. Yeah, you say, man. Everybody's GOAT is different, man.
That's okay.
Everybody's. But you have a problem with it, though.
So no. What I'm saying is, I don't have a problem with the fact that some people may view basketball differently and value different things, right? But there's a level that you have to be on to even be in that discussion, right? Transformers says the GOAT is Kobe. I disagree, but I'm like, that's not ridiculous. I think Bruce says the GOAT is LeBron. I disagree. I do think it's ridiculous.
I was about to say, you think it's ridiculous, though.
But he's done enough to have worked himself into the argument, right? Some people say Kareem is the GOAT. Okay, I disagree, but there's a strong argument. If somebody says Magic is the GOAT, I disagree, but okay, I can see it. If somebody says Paul George is the GOAT, that's just stupid. Plain and simple. It's just dumb. No.
Yeah, they looking at him as he played both ends on the court, and this was before the USA when he broke his leg. I mean, you got the kids saying that he is they his GOAT.
Where are the MVPs? Where are the All NBA selections? Where are the championships? Like, it's not just you gotta have all the things, right?
A resume.
Thank you, Transformer.
You gotta have a resume. Right. I can't say I'm the greatest of anything, but I don't hold none of the top accolades that come along with what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Okay, but everybody is not going. I mean, okay, so with MJ being so you don't have no problem with nobody saying MJ is the GOAT.
Well, he is the GOAT, so no, I don't have a problem with that.
Okay, but I didn't watch MJ in the 80s. Mm-hmm. I watched highlights on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, my goal, and this is me. My goal was Allen Iverson.
Yeah, but how? And the reason I say that, I understand he's an all-time great player, but how? Because there's so much stuff missing from the resume, right? So again, how? Okay,
it was the way he changed. He had the cornrows, man. He made the swag look good.
So that's more culture driven. You can't measure culture, bro. You can't measure culture. That's not a stat. So he culturally drove you.
I liked his game. I mean, he do have an MVP. He did take the seven. I mean, he took the Sixers to the tip, even though they didn't win. And that step over on Ty Lue, that killed it. His crossover. I mean, the cornrows. This is my personal opinion. Okay, this is my opinion. This is mine. That was like my go. That's my go.
So you said so Iverson. So the Iverson for you is who impacted your life a little bit better. But when it comes to basketball, like let's stick between the lines, inside the lines.
I mean, he was his crossovers. It was his crossover. It was all that.
Did it equate to winning though, Sean?
I mean, yeah, he did. He did win. He
won what? Won what?
He won an MVP, and he won he went to the tip. Like I said, he lost.
I'm
not looking at it just because that, man. I don't have to have MJ as my goal like everybody else does.
That's
it
not
doesn't have to be MJ, but it's like have somebody
his resume is missing stuff, is what we're saying. That's all.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's missing that, but like, hey, I didn't watch MJ in the 80s. Now I only watched him like in his second repeat. I didn't watch the first repeat, so I can understand that. I mean, Melo, my second favorite player. I know he don't have the accolades except for the USA Olympics. I mean, hey, USA Melo, Hoodie Melo. I get it, you know.
Hey, Hoodie Melo was a dog.
So here's what I'm hearing from you, Edward. And again, I respect the fact that these guys are your favorite players. There's a difference between a favorite player and a GOAT. I'm not sure how people keep missing that. So Hakeem Olajuwon, y'all already know.
Hakeem, your dream.
That's my favorite player of all time without question. Is he in the GOAT argument? No, he's not. But he's my favorite player. There's a difference between your favorite player and the GOAT, or being in the GOAT argument. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
okay, I see what you're saying.
That's what I'm trying to say. Where I say a lot of people don't realize what GOAT means.
Now, if you had, now would you have somebody saying Bill Russell is their GOAT?
I wouldn't say that.
You would have to be
There's some of
60
the
to
old
understand
timers
that
who
one.
might say that, but even though most of the old timers just say it's Oscar Robertson or Wilt Chamberlain. That's what the old timers say. So I don't think I've ever heard anyone say Bill Russell is the GOAT. I mean, obviously, is without question he's the greatest.
Would you have a problem with somebody said that in the old timers, like you said, would come out and said that that's their GOAT? I think Dr. J, he said something about his favorite was he even have MJ in his top 10.
No, he said his top 5. He said MJ is on his MJ is on his second 5. So the reason I think that is, right? I think there's 2 reasons for that. Obviously, I've never spoken to Doc J. I can't speak to it definitively. I think part of the reason for it, right? A lot of times we look at the guys that we saw coming up, and who did he see coming up? Dr. J entered professional basketball, I want to say in 1969 or 1970, right in there, right? So that means his formative years was what? He was born probably around 1949 or something like that. So his formative years watching basketball, who is he really seeing? He's seeing Kareem, he's seeing Oscar Robertson, he's seeing Jerry West. These are the guys he's seeing. So these are the guys that affect him, right? And so these are the guys that's why they're on his first 5. And so also it's hard realistically, I think, to put guys that you competed against directly on the GOAT list, right? And also I think Dr. J believes, and this is just my personal opinion. Again, I've never spoken to the guy. I need to reach out to him and try to get him. Anyway, Dr. J, man, shut up, man. I think he believes that if he played against Jordan prime for prime, I think he believes he was better than him. And, you know, all the great players feel that way. So that's why I think he doesn't have Jordan as the GOAT, because they were directly competitive against one another. And he never got to see him when he was at his absolute best. Like ABA Dr. J was a terror. You know what I'm saying? So I think that has something to do with it.
Okay, you're right. That does make sense, though. Especially now I can see what you think I was coming for, because those are my favorite players. I mean, look, MJ, yes, of course, he is the GOAT. I mean, I get it, but I'm just saying for me personally, like, those was my favorite players. It's just like with Transformer Kobe. That's his GOAT. Even though he can make an argument for it, but that's who he loved watching. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
but you could love a player. You could love watching a player, and that doesn't make him the GOAT. I love watching Richmond. He's not an argument. I love watching Charles Barkley, one of my all-time favorite players. Not in that.
Watching Melo play.
Larry Bird, one of my all-time favorite players. Not in the GOAT argument. You know what I'm saying? So I think there's a difference. That's all.
That's the difference between GOAT and favorite player.
Correct.
Like, if like GOAT meaning like you can bring evidence to the table the way you can have a conversation that you place them in any era or against any opposer that they have a better resume, right? Favorite player is what you're describing with Allen Iverson and Carmelo Anthony. That's the difference between favorite player and GOAT. You can't bring Iverson into no conversation where he's the greatest of anything.
They was some dogs, though, man. Come on,
that's okay. And I'm not saying they wasn't.
Right.
I'm not saying that they wasn't, but there's nobody's putting them in that upper echelon of Mount Rushmore or nothing like that. They're not in that conversation. No. So at that point, that's what we mean by like difference between GOAT and favorite player. My favorite player and GOAT is Kobe Bryant, but then I also have favorite players like Melo, stuff like that. They wasn't able to really get to that top, or was never considered the face of the league or the forefront of the league. The league was on their shoulders for quite some time, right? Iverson was never there. He almost got there, but he met this guy named Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal, and it kind of just destroyed everything after that.
Already took care of that.
And nobody on that team was, man. Who else was, man? Don't even get me started with that. That's crazy. But man, that's all I want to say. And Bruce, man, again, man, hey, good channel, y'all. Y'all hit the like and subscribe button. Man, y'all get prayers out to Bruce, man. We had a work week last week.
Terrible week last week, man.
And I'm not going to sit here and talk about just because the Lakers, Boston, that was a regular season game, bumped it. If they lost, all these independent content creators would have talked about the Lakers are not a legit contender team. They can't beat. No. Well, I'm not looking at it just a regular season game.
I want to make it clear that you didn't hear that from me.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah. But if they, I'm just saying though, if they lost, man, hey, yo, it would have been all chaos, man. It would have been all chaos.
Probably.
They ain't talking about them winning, so
right.
It's crazy. But man, hey, keep watching, man. Hey, I'm gonna keep listening.
Hey, thank you, Edward.
Sunday.
Hey, I appreciate the call. You too, my brother.
And also, man, Bruce, I ain't get your feedback on that DM I sent you on that IG, man, about what I was talking about with Lamar being a James Harden and all that.
Oh, all right. I'm gonna go back and check it. I'm gonna get back with you.
Yeah, he said he'll respond to it when you come on the podcast in that Ravens jersey. Ooh, did I miss that?
I keep.
My bad. Turning my mic off.
Yeah, he's trying to hide from that. Thank you, man. We need. That's right. Yeah.
Hey, Transformer. Hey, B, come on, man. Hey, come on, bro. I
didn't make the bet.
Man, you know, yay high. You know what I mean? Hey, today. So we got stories now. We're not gonna go there. All right?
We do need to do that though. We need to do that before the season ends.
Why you trying to do that, Dad?
I keep saying it and I keep getting wrapped up in other things and forgetting we gonna make that happen very soon.
But Bruce, yo, hold on, bro. I sent the video,
man. No. That wasn't the bet, brother.
No,
I appreciate the video though, but that wasn't the bet.
That's like me saying, like, let's bet $500, but I'm like, man, it's 200, bro. 200 is good. No, that wasn't the bet. The bet was 500.
Right.
Where the rest of my money?
Right.
Yeah.
My money at.
All right, man. Let me keep watching the show, bro. I'm gonna get off.
All right, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for the call, brother.
Yes, sir.
All right, y'all. Okay, so I guess that was it. Did we have any more calls? Bruce looked like he disappeared, or he might be waiting till the end. He likes to do that.
Hey, he's our recap guy. Like, hey, man, the recap, man. All right, man, back to Bruce's nightmare. Like, wait, what?
Sneed. All right, let's get this. Sneed, what's good, my brother?
What up, Bruce? What up, Transformer?
What's happening? What's happening?
Appreciate you guys taking the call. Hey, listen, man. There's certain qualifiers you have to be considered for any type of GOAT consideration. Cornrows is not one of them, sir. I'm going to make sure that we say this on the air, please, because we have to restore credibility to this broadcast. Thank you.
No. What we did,
that brother said was cornrows, sir. I just want to make sure we prioritize what's considered for GOATness.
We separated cultural impact from GOAT player.
Yeah.
We separated. We let him know that that's two separate things. My bad, Steve. We're gonna get you after this call, man. My bad. Yeah.
All right.
Did you say that? I didn't see it.
All right. So it's structure, right?
Yes,
you have to put structure to these conversations. So what's categorically important to being considered at least a great of all time, right?
Winning.
And then the conversations become nuanced because you start splitting hairs in specific things.
Mm-hmm.
There's certain things you have to do.
Mm-hmm.
There's certain levels you must reach.
Mm-hmm.
You know, basketball is one of those sports where I don't want to say it's individual. It's still a team sport.
Right.
But it's easy. It's more impactful because it's 1 out of 5 on the floor.
Yes.
So you can impact the game in major ways. Possession after possession after possession.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, boom, boom. It's like you're there every moment of the game, impacting the game, right? So what do we see from guys that are considered to be the greatest of all time at their positions in their eras? Whatever the conversation is, people are going to move the goalposts. But the certain things remain for all these greats. You have league scoring titles. You have MVPs of the league. You have NBA Finals MVPs. You have championship runs. You have all-star appearances. You have all-team NBA appearance recognition.
First team. Got to be first team.
All these things. Yes, I understand. But if someone has like 10, 11, 12 all-NBA first teams and has like 3 second teams, maybe in their later years, and won Defensive Player of the Year, and won multiple champions, like these qualify you in those considerations. So that's where I'm going with this. We can't just say cornrows and culture and all this. It's just not a qualifier.
Right.
Yeah, but you got to let me take you back to, because I'm from the streets, bro. So I'm gonna break it down to why I see a lot of why you hear that type of talk when you coming up in the hood, and that's all you see. You look at somebody who's related to you, right? You think about the things that I can't go out and look like Jordan. I'm not bald. Like I don't have that type of that aura or that mentality, like wearing baggy suits and stuff like that. Like that wasn't my forte. But when Iverson or Mike Vick, you know, the cornrows and stuff like that, when you can look like me and that's all I see coming up in the streets, then that's who you're gonna go to, right? Like that'll be your goal. Like, man, Mike Vick was a GOAT. You know what I mean? Because that's
stupid,
all
though.
culturally I saw. Like I didn't have the I couldn't look. I didn't look at Peyton Manning saying like, oh, Peyton Manning, like, well, they're supposed to do that. And that's Peyton Manning, right? But Mike Vick came up in the streets, you know what I mean, and went out there and showcased for my skin complexion. That's why I hear that a lot. And when I break it down to where I try to separate, like, hey, instead of culture, like culture is more of a favorite player.
Right.
Now let's bring your like, okay, what can I bring to the table to knock these guys off of Mount Rushmore? Like, who's on Mount Rushmore? What's my case against them statistically, accolades, in between the lines? Culture is a favoritism. That's favorite. I can't measure culture on a spreadsheet. I can't measure culture. You know what I mean? I can only tell you what I've been through, but what I saw in the streets and coming up where I came from. You know what I mean? So yeah.
And because it can't be measured, and because it doesn't have any type of categorical comparisons, it's not really appropriate for these types of conversations.
Agreed.
It's really not.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? The conversation literally has to go, my favorite player. If it doesn't start that way and it's a discussion about GOATs and all this other stuff, it literally, the conversation stops right there. I mean, there are many conversations that you'll have with people. They tell you from the beginning, from the onset, they don't know how to properly evaluate what they're about to say. They really don't.
So let's look at.
They're not.
I'm sorry, guys. No, I was saying let's look at it this way. For me, when I look at the GOAT, right, criteria is this: accolades, stats. So accolades covering awards, accolades, stats, winning, and eye test. So eye test is not quantifiable, right? But you know what you're seeing. And then, of course, awards, what people think of you, what you've done.
Carrying the league.
Right.
How many times, like, how often was the league on your shoulders?
Right. Or face, even just just watching somebody play and watching them consistently dominate the competition and what they can do.
Yeah, but you can quantify how many seasons a player was the top of the league. When they were the superstar of the league, they're winning championships. They were making all these runs. They're winning MVPs. Like, being top of the game is actually quantifiable. And you can even take it one step further, as being a star plays into this too, right? Because you have to win to be a star. You can't become your full star without winning championships, because we saw that for a long time. Like, LeBron was in Kobe's shadow. That is undeniable. He was in Kobe's shadow until he won championships. When he started winning, it leveled up his stardom. And then it put him in conversations with elite players all time.
Even in the puppet commercial, he was in the shadow.
It's all quantifiable.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No. I was saying, like, I was agreeing with him. Like, even in the puppet commercials, Braun was in Kobe's shadow. You know, Kobe be like, "Where's my championship ring?"
As a child, they portrayed him as a child, and Kobe was this veteran champion. He had resolve. He was, you know, how they portrayed him like he was experienced and seasoned and calm, and like that's, you get what I'm saying? Like, you have to get there. You know, it's all part of that. And you know, like, so here's how I do it, Bruce. You know, you're talking about the different thing. The game, you just take the way the game is played. There's an offensive side of the game where you have to score, or you help your teammates score. That's part of greatness too. There's the defensive side of the ball. There's individual defense. There's team defense. There's rebounding. There's holding teams to one possession, then going and getting buckets.
Right.
The game is fundamental.
You would think so.
And it can always go back to that. Like, turnovers cost your team games. Why is that not part of the conversation? Like, valuing possession and making smart decisions with. There's so much that can go into it that is part of the game that people overlook because that's too technical for whatever reason. They think it's technical, you know. And look, I personally believe, when I look at these elements, all NBA, all defensive, I look at scoring titles, but I also look at, like, how they were able to score. You know what I'm saying? Like if a player can only score on one level, and I got a guy who could score on three levels and average the same amount of points, that's eye test, Bruce. They both average 28 a game. but who could score in crunch time because they had a bag.
Right.
Because
Absolutely.
they had a hook shot, because they had a 15-footer, because they made 85% free throws, because they could make a 20-footer, because they could shoot over the other team's best defender. They put their best defender on him, and he still scored 35.
Are you trying to say something right now, Sneed?
Absolutely.
No, he can't, because that guy has he's proven he can do it. So he ain't talking about Bron. I know that much.
As you see it, sir. Absolutely. So I'm just saying
about Bron. And facts don't add up.
That's part of the eye test. I can look at the NBA playoffs averages, crunch time, important games, gravity. Like, these guys have bro, this is all on record. These games were recorded. We can watch them all. People are just lazy.
Agreed.
That's what it boils down to. They just don't want to have nuanced conversation about the things that actually matter. They just want to feed into narratives. A lot of the conversations can end very quickly when you start talking about technical performances in games that really matter. So that's kind of where I'm going with mine.
So, Sneed, I agree with you wholeheartedly, man. I'm going to respond to this, and then we're going to move on to the next call. And I agree with you on this. However, I know, and you know, most people don't think of things that way. People just, facts don't matter, right? We know this. It's all about how people feel. And so it doesn't matter what you demonstrate to them, what you expose to them. If they feel a certain way, they're going to hold on to that. And that just is what it is.
That's where the culture aspect comes in. People look at things culturally versus actually, statistically, and things like that. The numbers, the numbers don't matter. It's all about how'd you make me feel watching you play. That's when I say favorite.
I will always go back to winners being winners, to the great ones always playing great when it was on them, you know, and you know, so many things are quantifiable and they can be stacked up against each other and compared directly, but people just don't want to do that because it exposes what they feel as opposed to what's real. That's all I'll say. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Happy Sunday to you guys.
Appreciate
it. Hey, bro. Appreciate Steve.
Yeah, I was only playing the house. Steve, go ahead. Call us back, man. We're here.
At 1 point.
That was a great call by Sneed. As
yes, sir.
Yeah, he got it. I like the way he looks at things. He's very methodical and very technical in his assessments. Steve, what's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm good, bro. How's everybody doing on your end?
We're well, man. We are well. Thank you.
I'm alive.
Good. What up, Transformer? Hey, what touchdown Jesus ever do to you, man? Come on, man. That was brutal.
It was brutal. It was.
Oh, that was unnecessary. Unnecessary roughness on touchdown.
Don't flag. Don't flag. Don't flag, Steve. Don't flag.
15 yards. Penalty block. Damn. Oh, shit. Anyway, real quick. The actual topic. Melo was right. Melo was right for the way he responded to Pip. 100%. Pip's all over the place. Pip sounds like a broken man. I actually feel bad for the dude.
I don't.
I can understand that, but as far as the brokenness, man, a grown man had to see his ex-wife with his former teammates. You know, that's
crazy work.
That's
Steve.
tough on anybody. I think that goes into the brokenness. But what we're all talking about, damn it, words have meaning. Like GOAT. We're talking about the GOAT. It's a singular thing. And people are using this the subjective definition of it, which is fine, but they're twisting it to dilute the meaning of GOAT, greatest of all time. So when you have, like, I agree with Melo when he said the Pip, but I don't agree when he was saying, like, oh, this guy's a GOAT, this guy's a GOAT, this guy's a GOAT. Like, well, no. Now you're taking away from the meaning, the title. The GOAT is a title. So it's like, sure, people could have subjective views on this. But the problem is, what we're doing is we're conflating, like you said, it's like we're in this society, we're in this culture now where it's like, you can have my truth. Well, it's like, no, there's one objective truth.
Thank you.
And they're conflating this with this GOAT conversation.
Right.
Like Transformer was spitting. He was saying, you know, you're what you're meaning is my favorite player,
Right.
which is fine to have that subjective view on somebody that you particularly enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is, though, objectively, your favorite player ain't the GOAT.
Right.
So it's like
right.
when someone says my GOAT, you're basically saying, well, my truth
My favorite player.
is more than the objective truth.
Right.
I mean,
right.
like, shout out Kobe, shout out Magic, shout out LeBron. Like, if somebody wants to argue subjectively that LeBron is the GOAT, I'll happily have that conversation.
Right.
In basketball circles,
Yes.
in the basketball world, it's objectively true. MJ's the GOAT. MJ's the GOAT. I would say if you were to poll most people, they would all come to the conclusion, it's like, yes, given these metrics that we want to apply, MJ's the GOAT.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is now we're in this society, like I think you were just saying with Snead, is facts don't really matter.
Nope.
Everybody's personal truth, meaning feelings,
Yep.
trump the objective reality, which takes away from the substance of the topic. And that's where it's like, damn it, words have meaning, and we don't live in that society anymore. I don't know what happened. I don't know how we get back to it, but it's wild.
There you go.
I like that.
There you go.
Damn it,
Got-
Trey Porter. How you got to talk about touchdown Jesus like that, man?
Hey, man.
The game was bad enough. The game was bad enough.
It was a bad week for Bruce, man. But I just wanted to bring us all together, right? Bring the people together to come for Bruce, right? To be the shoulder, Steve. Sometimes you got to be that shoulder, but you got to let out all the aggression on the forefront, right? Like at AA meeting, you have to explain, hi, I'm Brian Bass. I'm here because I like alcohol, right? You get the bad stuff out the way. Then after that, they open the arms and like, boom, all right? They bring you in, they calm you down. That's what I just did for Bruce. I had to let him know, like, all this bad stuff is happening, but we're here for you. We're here for you.
Oh, that's what it was.
Right?
I don't think that's why you did that.
What?
I don't think that's why you did that.
What you mean?
I think you just did that because you enjoyed it.
What?
That's what
No,
I think.
Yeah,
absolutely not. No.
He's out here, Bruce. Co-host and now therapist. Oh, man.
No,
Right.
that's not true. That's not at all true.
I don't want to take up any more time, fellas. Bless you both. Have a great Sunday. I'm ready for some football.
That's right. Thank
Absolutely,
you, Steve, man. I
Steve.
appreciate the call, my brother. Have a good one.
All right, fellas. Take
All right.
care.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, those were some good calls, man. People